Okay, I'm running GBDeflicker Application, the beta version, and I'll just give you a quick demo of how to use it. I could browse for a folder of images, but I'm just going to drag a folder. Here's a folder of images from a sunrise sequence. I'll just drag that folder onto the application, and it will scan through. It scans through all the JPEGs and extracts the thumbnail images to give you just a quick look at the sequence. Okay, that's a sequence I want to do, so I'm going to analyze it. It scans through again and makes bitmaps that are bigger than the thumbnail to do the calculation. So as I scan through, you can see the histogram for each frame and the luminance for the entire sequence of frames. So here when it's dark, the luminance is very low. Here's the histogram shifted over to the dark part. And as I scan through, it starts to get brighter. Here the sun's coming up. Notice on the histogram I've got quite a bit of clipping of the blue channel. See, 37% of the pixels in the blue channel are clipped. As I go on, there's some flicker here. You see the changes in luminance up and down. That's flicker. If I turn on the settings, you can see here the whenever the shutter speed changed, there was a change in luminance that made a little bit of flicker. So the green line is sort of the default deflicker output line. And that's nice and smooth, so I'm just going to say, well, go ahead and do that. Let's preview and see what it looks like. If I look at the split screen of input and output and just scan through, the black line is the actual luminance of the output sequence. It's much smoother than the input, so there's less flicker. But I notice there's a funny thing going on here right in this area. This little blue banding region, that's where we were getting the blue channel was clipped. So I'm going to turn off this minimize clipping and see what it looks like. I will preview again. See what that looks like. Yeah, that blue banding went away, so that's better. So this is a pretty good result. I'm just going to go ahead and render that now. So it'll go through, takes a lot longer, it'll go through the full-size images and apply that amount of deflicker to the original images and produce a second folder that's deflickered. Okay, it finished. It took quite a bit of time. And if I look, here was the folder of images for the input, and it created this folder, Sunrise Deflickered. That's the output after the flicker is removed. It also made another folder of some preview files, which you can delete if you're not going to work on this project again. So there are some other things I could have done. If I go back and scan again, sometimes there's some flickering in your foreground, like shadows on these on the ground, and I could choose to just analyze within a sub-rectangle of the image. So maybe I just want to analyze the luminance of the sky, and then smooth that out. And sometimes I want to just favor brighter regions of the image. It's just another variation that might give you a better result. Or instead of using linear correction, I might want to use gamma correction. Just a different algorithm that works in other circumstances. So if you don't get a good result, you might want to change some of these parameters and see if you can do better. But that's basically how things work.